You know what's worse than being wrong? Being proven wrong in front of everyone. Being humiliated. Being exposed. That's exactly what happened to me. And the worst part? I deserved every bit of it. Welcome back to Glow Tales by Zarah. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button because you're about to hear a story that will change how you see marriage forever. And if you enjoyed part 1, please like this video. It really helps the channel grow. Now, let's continue. For those just joining us, let me catch you up quickly. My name is Chidi. 4 weeks ago, I made the biggest mistake of my life. I told my wife Amara that her job, staying home with our 3 children, was easy. I said my office job as an accountant was harder. I even said, "What a woman can do, a man can do better." She challenged me to prove it. We switched roles for 1 month. I thought it would be simple. I was wrong. Very, very wrong. Day 1 destroyed me. I couldn't wake the children on time. I burned breakfast. I got them to school late. The house became a disaster zone. My 2-year-old daughter, Chidi, cried non-stop. I forgot to cook lunch. Everything was chaos. By day 5, I was barely surviving. I looked like someone who had been through a war. I had lost weight. I couldn't sleep because Chidi woke up 4 times every night. The girls had stopped respecting me because I couldn't do basic things their mother did effortlessly. Meanwhile, Amara? She was thriving, going to my office every day, looking fresh, looking happy, looking free. But I was too proud to quit, too stubborn to admit defeat. I told myself I could last the full month. What I didn't know was that things were about to get much, much worse. Because my wife wasn't just doing my job. She was doing it better than I ever did. And soon, everyone would know it. Now let me tell you what happened next. I just stood there staring at the mess. At the vomit on the floor. At the vomit on Chidi's dress. At my life falling apart at 9:30 in the morning. Okay, I whispered to myself. Clean the baby first, then clean the floor, then figure out lunch. I picked up Chidi carefully, holding her away from my body. She had stopped crying now, just looking at me with those big, innocent eyes, like she didn't just add to my nightmare. I carried her upstairs to the bathroom, ran the bath. The water was too hot, then too cold, then finally okay. Bathing her was like wrestling a slippery fish. She splashed, she kicked, she got water everywhere. By the time I got her clean, I was soaking wet. I wrapped her in a towel and took her to the nursery, found clean clothes, a fresh diaper, a new yellow dress. Getting a diaper on a moving toddler is like trying to gift wrap a cat. But I managed, eventually. By the time she was dressed and playing quietly with her toys, it was already 11 o'clock. 11 o'clock? The girls would be out of school in 4 hours. 4 hours! And I still had to clean the house, do laundry, and somehow figure out how to cook lunch. I went back downstairs. The vomit was still on the carpet, staring at me, mocking me. I got cleaning supplies, sprayed, scrubbed. The smell made me gag, but I kept scrubbing. 20 minutes later, the carpet was acceptable. Not perfect, but acceptable. I looked at the clock. 11:30. My stomach growled. I realized I hadn't eaten anything since yesterday's dinner, but there was no time. The girls would be hungry when they came back from school. I opened the refrigerator, nearly empty. Just some eggs, half-empty butter, wilted vegetables. How did Amara always have food ready? Where did she keep everything? Then I saw it. A shopping list stuck to the fridge with a magnet, in Amara's handwriting. Rice, tomatoes, peppers, onions, chicken, vegetables, bread, milk, eggs, cereal, diapers, oil, salt,
seasoning cubes. My heart sank. I had to go to the market with Chidi in the hot afternoon sun. I almost cried. But what choice did I have? The girls needed to eat. The market was hell. Pure, absolute hell. The sun was blazing, the crowds were pushing, the vendors were shouting, and Chidi was getting heavier and heavier on my hip. I went from stall to stall, buying what I could remember from the list: tomatoes, peppers, onions, chicken, rice. Every vendor looked at me strangely. A man shopping alone with a baby in the middle of the day, wearing house clothes, looking like he hadn't slept in weeks. "Oga, you look tired, oh," one vendor said, laughing. "Your wife travel?" "Something like that," I muttered. The prices were shocking. 3 tomatoes cost 1,000 naira? 1,000 naira? "That's too expensive," I protested. The woman just looked at me. "You know, like, go another place." I paid. What else could I do? By the time I finished shopping, I had spent 7,500 naira. Amara's weekly budget was 8,000 for everything, and I just spent almost all of it in one trip. The bags were so heavy. My arms felt like they were being pulled out of their sockets. Chidi was fussy from the heat, crying, whining. I walked home slowly, very slowly, stopping every few minutes to rest. When I finally got home, it was 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock? School closed at 3. I dumped the bags on the kitchen counter and collapsed on the floor. My legs were shaking. My arms were numb. Chidi was crying again. "Just 5 minutes," I told myself. "Just 5 minutes rest." I closed my eyes. I woke up to my phone alarm screaming at me. 3:15 p.m. "No, no, no, no!" I jumped up so fast I got dizzy, grabbed Chidi, ran out the door. The school was a 15-minute walk. I ran most of the way, Chidi bouncing on my hip, both of us sweating in the hot sun. When I got there, the schoolyard was almost empty. And there they were, Olivia and Sophia, sitting on a bench, alone, waiting. The security guard shook his head when he saw me. "Oga, second time you late. Madam never late." I ignored him. "Daddy!" Sophia ran to me, but she looked upset. "Everyone already went home. We were the last ones." Olivia didn't even look at me, just picked up her backpack and started walking. We walked home in silence. Angry, disappointed silence. When we got home, it was almost 4 p.m. The girls were hungry. I was exhausted. Chidi needed a nap, but was too overtired to sleep. I looked at the groceries still on the counter, the raw chicken, the tomatoes, the peppers. I had no idea how to cook jollof rice. No idea. I stood there, staring at the ingredients like they were alien artifacts. "Daddy, when is lunch ready?" Sophia asked. "Soon, baby, soon." I picked up my phone, called Amara. "Hello? Amara, how do I cook jollof rice?" There was a pause. Then I heard it. She was trying not to laugh. "Chidi, you don't know how to cook jollof rice?" Just tell me, please." She sighed. "You need to blend the tomatoes and peppers first, then fry them with onions, then add the rice and water and seasoning." "Blend? I don't know where the blender is." "It's in the cabinet under the sink." "And how much water?" 2 cups of water for every cup of rice." "How do I know how much rice to cook?" "Chidi," she sounded tired. Just order food. Order jollof rice from the restaurant down the street." "But that's expensive." "Order the food, Chidi." She hung up. I stared at my phone, then at the ingredients, then at the girls watching me expectantly. I opened a food delivery app. Jollof rice family portion, 3,500 naira. Fried chicken, 2,000 naira. Plantain, 800 naira. Total, 6,300 naira for one meal. I clicked order. Evening meltdown. The food arrived at 6 p.m. We ate in silence. The girls barely looked at me. Even the food didn't make them happy. After dinner, I tried to help Olivia with her homework. Mathematics. Fractions. I stared at the problems. My brain was too tired to think.
Daddy, do you know how to do it?
She asked. Just watch a YouTube video. Search for how to divide fractions. She looked at me with such disappointment.
Mama always helps us.
Well, Mama is not here right now, is she? The words came out harsher than I intended. She flinched, got up from the table, went upstairs without another word. Sophia followed her, quietly. I sat alone at the dining table, head in my hands. Bath time was a disaster. Chidera fought me the entire time, screamed, kicked, got water everywhere. I didn't even try to bathe the older girls. I just told them to do it themselves. By 8:30, all three were in bed. Finally, I collapsed on the sofa. My phone buzzed. A message from Amara.
How was your day? The girls ate lunch?
I stared at the message for a long time. Then I typed, "Everything was fine." A lie. A complete lie. But I couldn't admit defeat. Not yet. Not on day one. I closed my eyes on the sofa. Tomorrow would be better, I told myself. It had to be better. Day 2 was not better. If anything, it was worse. Chidera woke up at 11 p.m., then 1 a.m., then 3 a.m., then 5 a.m., each time screaming like someone was hurting her. By the time 5:30 came, I was a zombie. The morning routine was chaos again. Olivia refused to get up. Sophia couldn't find her uniform. I burned the eggs. We walked to school. Late. Again. The security guard didn't even say anything this time, just shook his head and opened the gate. The rest of the week blurred together. Day 3. Chidera had diarrhea. I changed 8 diapers before noon. Day 4. I tried to cook rice. It burned, completely black. The whole house smelled like smoke. Day 5. I gave up trying to cook. Ordered food 3 times. Spent 12,000 naira in one day. By Friday evening, I looked in the mirror and didn't recognize myself. My hair was wild. I hadn't shaved. My eyes had dark circles so deep they looked like bruises. I had lost weight. My clothes hung off me. But it was only day 5. I still had 25 more days to go. 25. I sat on the bathroom floor and cried. Actually cried, tears running down my face. This was impossible. What Amara did every single day for 12 years was impossible. And I had called it easy. I had called her lazy. Oh God, what had I done? Something changed in week 2. The girls stopped complaining about my terrible cooking. Not because the food got better. No, I was still burning rice and making eggs that tasted like rubber. They stopped complaining because they felt sorry for me. Monday morning, I burned the eggs again. Black, crusty, inedible eggs. Sophia looked at them and said quietly, "It's okay, Daddy. I'll just eat bread." Just bread. No butter, no jam, just dry bread. And she didn't even complain. Olivia helped her sister make toast. They did it themselves, while I stood in the kitchen feeling useless. When I dropped them at school, on time for once, Olivia turned to me before going in.
Daddy, you look very tired. Maybe you should rest today when you get home.
I almost cried right there at the school gate. My 12-year-old daughter was worried about me. My own child was taking care of me emotionally because I was falling apart. When I got back home with Chidera, I just sat on the sofa staring at nothing. The house was clean enough. The laundry was done, though I had learned the hard way to separate colors from whites after turning all our clothes pink in week 1. But I was destroyed. Mentally, physically, emotionally destroyed. My phone rang. It was Mr. Adebayo, my boss. Well, Amara's boss now, I suppose. Chidi, my boy, how is house husband life treating you? I forced a laugh. It came out weak and fake. It's fine, sir. Everything is under control. I was lying. Nothing was under control, but I couldn't admit that to him. Good, good. Listen, I'm calling because I need to tell you about your wife. Chidi, she is exceptional. Absolutely exceptional. My stomach tightened. She closed the Miller account this morning. Do you know how long we've been trying to land that client? 6 months. 6 whole months. We sent proposals, presentations, everything. They kept saying no. And your wife? She walked in there, had 1 meeting with them, and closed the deal. 1 meeting.
Chidi!
I couldn't speak. My throat felt tight. She's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. The way she explains numbers, the way she handles clients, the way she organizes files, everything. Makes me wonder what you were doing all those months you were struggling with these accounts. He laughed, loud and long, like it was the funniest joke he'd ever heard. I didn't laugh. Sir, I was doing my best. Yes, I'm sure you were. But your wife is on another level entirely. The clients love her. The Henderson account, you remember that headache? The clients specifically asked for her now. They don't want anyone else. They said she understands numbers better than anyone they've ever met. Their exact words. Every word he said felt like a knife in my chest. That's great, sir. And you know what the best part is? She's so humble. She keeps saying she's just doing her job. But Chidi, between you and me, she's doing more than just her job. She's transforming the whole department. I'm happy for her, sir. As you should be. You have a gem for a wife, an absolute gem. Anyway, I won't keep you. I'm sure you're very busy with diapers and cooking and all that. He laughed again. At me. He was laughing at me. Yes, sir. Very busy. Keep up the good work, house husband. He was still laughing when he hung up. I sat there staring at my phone. She closed the Miller account, the account I had been working on for 6 months. 6 months of proposals and presentations and phone calls and stress. She did it in 1 meeting. 1 meeting. I put my phone down and looked around the messy sitting room, at the toy cars scattered on the floor, at the dirty plates I hadn't washed from breakfast, at Chidera sleeping in her playpen with milk stains on her dress because I forgot to put a bib on her during feeding time.
This was my life now. While Amara was out there impressing clients and closing deals and being exceptional, I was here struggling to remember which child liked scrambled eggs and which one liked fried. And the worst part? I had brought this on myself. I was the one who said her job was easy. I was the one who said what a woman can do, a man can do better. I was the one who challenged her to switch. And now I was paying the price. Day 10, Wednesday. That evening, Amara came home at 7 p.m. looking like she had just won the lottery. She was glowing. Her skin was bright. Her eyes were sparkling. She was wearing one of my best shirts, and she made it look like it was designed for her. "Hey," she said, putting down her bag, my bag, on the sofa. "Hey," I replied. I was sitting in the same spot I had been sitting for the past hour, too tired to move. Chidera was finally asleep after crying for 3 hours straight. The girls were upstairs doing homework, by themselves, because I had tried to help Sophia with mathematics and realized I couldn't even remember basic fractions anymore. My brain was too tired to think. "How was your day?" Amara asked, sitting next to me. "Fine." "The girls ate lunch?" "Yes, I ordered jollof rice from the woman down the street." "You ordered again? Chidi, that's the 3rd time this week." I tried to cook. The rice burned. Again. What else was I supposed to do? Let them starve? She sighed, but didn't argue. "And Chidera? Did she nap?" "Eventually, after crying for 2 hours because she didn't want to sleep." "Did you play the sleep music?" I froze. "The what?" "The sleep music, on the speaker in her room. The playlist I told you about on the first day. She can't sleep without it." I had completely forgotten. I forgot." She nodded slowly. "That's why she cried for 2 hours." I put my head in my hands. "I'm trying, Amara. I'm really trying. But there are so many things to remember, so many small details. I don't know how you keep track of everything." "Practice," she said softly.
Years of practice.
We sat in silence for a moment. Then she said something that made my stomach drop. "I have good news." "What?" Her face lit up. "I closed the Miller account. Can you believe it? The client that everyone said was impossible. I did it, Chidi." I should have been happy for her. I should have congratulated her. I should have celebrated with her. But all I felt was shame. Deep, burning shame. That's great. Congratulations." "Mr. Adebayo is so excited. He's talking about giving me more responsibilities, bigger accounts. He said I have a natural talent for client relations." "I'm sure you do." She looked at me carefully. "Are you okay?" "I'm fine." "You don't look fine. You look exhausted." "I am exhausted, but I'm fine." She touched my hand. "Chidi, it's only been 10 days. You still have 20 more to go." 20 more days. The thought made me want to cry. "I know," I said quietly. "Do you want to stop? We can end the challenge now if you want." My pride flared up immediately. "No. I said 1 month. I'll do 1 month." "Even if it's destroying you?" "I'm not destroyed. I'm just adjusting." She looked at me for a long moment. I could see she didn't believe me, but she didn't push. "Okay," she said,
But if you change your mind... I won't. Okay. She stood up. I'm going to shower. Oh, by the way, Mr. Adebayo wants to meet with both of us next week. He said he has something important to discuss. What kind of thing? He didn't say, but he sounded excited. Very excited. She went upstairs, leaving me alone with my thoughts. A meeting. With both of us. That didn't sound good. Actually, it sounded terrible. The third week started, and I looked like a different person. Not in a good way. My hair had grown wild because I hadn't had time to visit the barber. I had dark circles under my eyes, so deep they looked like bruises. My clothes hung loose on my body because I had lost so much weight. I was too tired to eat properly most days. I looked like someone who had been sick for months. Monday morning, while I was changing Chidera's diaper, she had diarrhea again. Why was this child always having diarrhea? My phone rang. Mr. Adebayo. I answered it while holding Chidera's legs up with one hand and wiping poop with the other. Chidi, good morning. Morning, sir, I said, trying to sound normal, even though I was literally elbow deep in baby poop. Listen, I need you and Amara to come to the office on Wednesday, 3 p.m., both of you. It's very important. Sir, I can't leave the children alone. Bring them. Bring all three of them. This is important, Chidi. Very, very important. It's about Amara's future with the company. My heart stopped. Her future with the company. Those words, those specific words. Her future? Yes. Just be here Wednesday, 3 p.m. sharp. Don't be late. He hung up before I could ask any more questions. I stood there holding a dirty diaper, staring at my phone. Her future with the company. That sounded permanent. That sounded like they wanted to keep her forever. Wednesday, 2:45 p.m. Getting 3 children ready and to Victoria Island by 3 p.m. was like preparing for war. I bathed all of them. Chidera kept splashing water everywhere, and I ended up more wet than her. Sophia couldn't find her good shoes. Olivia's hair needed to be combed, but I didn't know how to comb girls' hair properly, so it looked messy. I dressed them in their best clothes. Chidera in a yellow dress, Sophia in pink, Olivia in blue. Then I looked at myself in the mirror. I looked terrible. My face was thin, my eyes were sunken. I had stress lines on my forehead that hadn't been there 3 weeks ago. I tried to comb my hair. It barely helped. I found my least stained shirt, a white one with only a small milk stain on the shoulder that I tried to cover with my arm. I wore the trousers I had ironed yesterday. Well, ironed was a generous word. They had wrinkles. Many wrinkles. But it was the best I could do. We took a taxi to Victoria Island. It cost 1,500 naira. Another expense. The house money was running out fast because I kept ordering food and taking taxis everywhere. When we arrived at the office building, I felt strange. This used to be my workplace. I used to come here every day in my good clothes, feeling important. Now I was coming here looking like a homeless person, with 3 children hanging off me. The receptionist, Joy, saw us and her eyes went wide.
Oh God, Chidi, oh my God, you look so...
Different? I supplied.
Yes, different. Are you okay? Have you been sick?
No, just taking care of children.
She looked at me with something like pity in her eyes.
Yeah, it's not easy, oh. Sister Amara is already upstairs with Mr. Adebayo.
Thank you, Joy. We took the elevator to the 3rd floor. Chidera was behaving for once, thank God. The girls were quiet, looking around at where their father used to work. When we reached Mr. Adebayo's office, I took a deep breath and knocked.
Come in.
I opened the door. Amara was sitting in front of Mr. Adebayo's desk. She looked stunning, professional, confident, beautiful. She was wearing a navy blue dress. I didn't even know we owned a navy blue dress. Her hair was styled perfectly. Her makeup was flawless. She looked like a senior executive, like someone important. She looked up and smiled when she saw us. "You made it, and you brought the girls." Mr. Adebayo stood up from behind his desk. "Ah, the Okafor family. Complete set. Welcome, welcome." He came around and shook my hand. I felt his eyes scan me quickly. I saw the shock in his face. He was trying to hide it, but failing. He was thinking, "What happened to this man? He looks like he's aged 10 years. Sit, sit." He gestured to the chairs. "Girls, there's candy in that bowl over there. You can take some." The girls looked at me. I nodded. They went to get candy. I sat down next to Amara, holding Chidera on my lap. "So," Mr. Adebayo sat behind his desk, smiling widely. Too widely. "Chidi, my boy, how is the house husband life treating you?" I forced a smile. "It's educational, sir." He laughed. I'm sure. And Amara, you've been absolutely phenomenal. Simply phenomenal." He opened a folder on his desk. "Let me tell you what your wife has accomplished in just 3 weeks. 3 weeks, Chidi." He started counting on his fingers. "The Henderson account, which had been problematic for 3 months, closed. The Miller account, which we'd been chasing for 6 months, closed. The Okonkwo account, which I personally thought was impossible, closed yesterday." Each word felt like a hammer hitting my chest. "She's done in 3 weeks what some of my senior accountants can't do in 6 months. The clients love her. They specifically ask for her now. 'Where is Mrs. Okafor?' they say. 'We want to speak with Mrs. Okafor.'" Amara smiled modestly. "Thank you, sir. I'm just doing my best." "And your best is extraordinary. Your colleagues respect you, even the difficult ones. You know the ones I mean, Chidi. Even they have nothing but praise for her. She's organized, punctual, professional, brilliant with numbers, excellent with people." He paused and glanced at me. "No offense, Chidi, but these were qualities that were, let's say, inconsistent before." I said nothing. What could I say? He was right. "So," Mr. Adebayo leaned forward, his eyes sparkling with excitement. "I have a proposal. Amara, I would like to offer you a permanent position here at the firm." The room went completely silent. The only sound was Chidera breathing softly on my lap. "Not as an accountant," he continued. "As a senior accountant." Senior accountant? That was 2 levels above my old position. 2 levels? "Sir," Amara said carefully, "I'm honored, really honored. But the arrangement was only for 1 month. My husband and I agreed that—" I know. Which is why I need both of you here. I need both of you to hear the full offer." He pulled out a document from the folder. "Amara, the salary for senior accountant is 450,000 naira per month." I almost dropped Chidera. 450,000 naira. I used to earn 150,000. She would be earning 3 times what I earned. Triple. That's very generous, sir," Amara said quietly. She was looking at me now. "It's generous because you've earned it. You've proven your value in just 3 weeks. The accounts you've closed have brought in over 5 million naira in revenue for this firm. 5 million, Amara, in 3 weeks." He turned to look at me directly. "Chidi, I know this is unusual, the wife earning more than the husband, the wife working while the husband stays at home. In our culture, it's not common. I understand that. But I need to ask you something very important." I could feel everyone's eyes on me. Amara, Mr. Adebayo, even the girls had stopped eating candy and were watching. "I need your blessing," Mr. Adebayo said. "I need to know that you, as her husband, as the head of your family, are okay with this arrangement. Because I don't want to cause problems in your marriage. But I also don't want to lose the most talented accountant I've seen in 20 years. The room was so quiet I could hear my own heartbeat. Amara was staring at me. Her eyes were hopeful, but also scared. She wanted this job. I could see it clearly. But she was afraid I would say no. Mr. Adebayo was waiting. The girls were watching. I thought about the last 3 weeks, the burned meals, the ruined laundry,
The sleepless nights, the constant exhaustion, the realization that I couldn't do what Amara had been doing for years. I thought about her coming home every evening, glowing and confident, talking about her achievements. I thought about how I had called her lazy, how I had said her job was easy, how I had told her that what a woman can do, a man can do better. I had been so wrong, so completely, humiliatingly wrong. My pride was screaming at me right now. "Say no! You're the man! You should be the breadwinner! Don't let your wife earn more than you! What will people say?" But there was another voice, a quieter voice, an honest voice. "She deserves this. She's brilliant. She's worked hard. And you can't even cook rice without burning it." I opened my mouth. Everyone leaned forward slightly. "Sir," I said slowly. My voice sounded strange, weak. "Can I have a few days to think about it?" Mr. Adebayo's face fell. The excitement drained from his eyes. "Oh, I see. Yes, of course. This is a big decision, a very big decision. Take until Monday. But Amara," he turned to her, "I want you to know that this offer stands whether your husband agrees or not. Ultimately, it's your choice. You're the one doing the work. You're the one who earned this." "Thank you, sir," Amara said quietly. I couldn't read her face. "Monday, then," Mr. Adebayo said, standing up. "I'll need an answer by Monday." We left the office. In the taxi going home, nobody spoke. The girls sensed the tension. Even Chidera was unusually quiet, just looking out the window. I could feel Amara's disappointment radiating off her like heat. When we got home, she went straight to the bedroom. I paid the taxi, another 1,500 naira gone, and brought the children inside.
Daddy,
Olivia said quietly. Yes?
are you going to let Mama take the job?
I don't know yet.
Why not? She's good at it. Everyone says so.
It's complicated, Olivia.
No, it's not.
She wants the job. She's good at it. Let her take it. Olivia, you're 12 years old. You don't understand adult things. She looked at me with eyes that seemed much older than 12.
I understand that Mama has been taking care of us for years and nobody ever appreciated her. And now she has a chance to do something that makes her happy. And you're thinking about saying no because of your ego.
My mouth fell open.
That's not. It is, Daddy. That's exactly what it is. You don't want Mama to earn more than you because it makes you feel small.
She turned and went upstairs before I could respond. I stood there in the sitting room, holding Chidera, feeling like I had just been slapped by my 12-year-old daughter. And the worst part? She was absolutely right. I followed Amara to the bedroom. She was sitting on the edge of the bed, still in her professional clothes, staring at her hands. Amara, she looked up.
Yes?
You want the job, don't you? She hesitated.
I don't want to cause problems between us.
That's not what I asked. Do you want the job? She took a deep breath.
Yes, I want it. Chidi, for the first time in 12 years, I feel valuable. Not just as a wife or a mother, but as a person with skills and intelligence. People respect my mind. They listen when I speak. They value my opinions.
Her voice was shaking now.
Do you know what that feels like? After years of being told that what I do is not real work, after years of hearing that I'm lazy, that I just sit at home doing nothing, after years of feeling invisible.
Tears were rolling down her face now.
At that office, people see me, they respect me, they appreciate me, and I had forgotten what that felt like. I had forgotten that I'm more than just someone who cooks and cleans and wipes baby poop.
Amara,
And yes, I know it hurts your pride that I'm doing your job better than you did. I know it bothers you that people prefer me over you.
I know you hate that your wife might earn more than you. But Chidi, is your pride more important than my happiness? I sat down next to her.
When was the last time you thanked me?
She asked quietly.
For cooking? For cleaning? For raising our children? For managing this house? For doing everything while you went to work every day?
I couldn't answer, because I couldn't remember ever thanking her.
You called me lazy, she continued. You said I sat at home doing nothing. You said your job was harder. You made me feel worthless, like all these years of sacrifice meant nothing because I wasn't bringing in a salary.
I'm sorry.
Are you? Are you really sorry? Or are you just embarrassed because now everyone knows that I can do your job better than you? That the lazy wife who does nothing all day is actually brilliant?
Every word was a knife in my chest, but they were all true. I am sorry. Truly, deeply sorry. These 3 weeks have destroyed me, Amara. What you do every single day is not easy. It's not vacation. It's exhausting. It's thankless. It's impossible. And you did it perfectly for 12 years without a single word of appreciation from me. I took her hand. You deserve this job. You deserve the promotion. You deserve the salary. You deserve everything. If you want it, take it. I won't stand in your way." "You mean that?" "Yes, I mean it. You're brilliant, Amara. You should be out there showing the world how brilliant you are, not stuck at home with a husband who doesn't appreciate you." She wiped her eyes. "What about you? What will you do?" "I don't know. Maybe I'll find another job. Maybe something part-time so I can help with the children. But Amara, I can't be a full-time house husband. I've tried. I've failed. These 3 weeks have broken me completely." "So you admit it? That my job was harder?" I laughed bitterly. "Your job wasn't just harder, it was impossible. I don't know how you survived 12 years of it. I barely survived 3 weeks. So what do we do?" "We hire help, a full-time nanny, someone who actually knows what they're doing. We use your new salary to pay for it, and I'll figure out my own career. Something. Anything." "You're really okay with me earning more than you?" I thought about it. Really thought about it. My pride was still hurting. That part of me that society trained to be the provider was screaming in protest. But there was a louder voice now, a more important voice. "I'm learning to be okay with it. It's hard. My ego is bruised. But Amara, you deserve this, and our family will be better off because of you." She pulled me into a hug. We sat there holding each other for a long time. "Thank you," she whispered. "Thank you for letting me be more than just a housewife." "You were always more than that. I was just too blind to see it." Day 22. Monday, week 4. Monday morning, I called Mr. Adebayo. My hands were shaking as I dialed. My pride was making one last desperate attempt to stop me. But I pushed through it. "Sir, it's Chidi."
Ah, Chidi, I've been waiting for your call. What's the decision?
I took a deep breath. My wife accepts the position. Senior accountant, 450,000 naira per month. She starts immediately. There was a pause. Then Mr. Adebayo laughed, loud and happy.
Excellent, excellent. Chidi, you're a wise man. Not many Nigerian men would support their wives like this. You should be proud of yourself.
Proud? That was a funny word. I wasn't proud. I was humiliated, defeated, broken. But I was also relieved. "Thank you, sir."
And what about you? Will you be returning to the office eventually?
"No, sir. I think it's best if I look for something else. A fresh start."
I understand. Well, if you need a reference letter, don't hesitate to call. You were a decent accountant, Chidi. Decent. But your wife is exceptional.
"I know, sir. Believe me, I know." After I hung up, I sat on the sofa for a long time. Chidera was playing with her toys on the floor, quiet for once. The girls were at school. The house was clean enough. I had learned some things in these 3 weeks. How to clean properly, how to do laundry without ruining everything, how to cook basic meals, though I still burn things occasionally. But I had also learned the most important lesson. I could never do what Amara did. Not fully, not even close. She was better than me, in every way, and I had to live with that truth now. Day 30, the final week. The last week arrived, and I felt both relief and dread. relief that it was almost over, dread about what I had learned about myself. I had learned that I was arrogant, blind, ungrateful. I had learned that I had wasted 12 years taking my wife for granted. I had learned that everything I thought I knew about marriage and work and respect was wrong. Saturday morning, the final day of the challenge, I woke up to Chidera crying as usual. I got up and changed her diaper, made her bottle. The routine was automatic now. While she drank her milk, I looked around the house. It was cleaner than it had been in weeks. Not perfect like when Amara was in charge, but acceptable. The girls came downstairs. I had gotten better at making breakfast. Today, I made pancakes, and they actually came out okay. "Daddy," Sophia said while eating, "today is the last day, right?" "Yes, baby. Last day." "Are you happy?" I thought about it. I'm happy it's over, but I'm also grateful. Grateful for what? Grateful that I learned an important lesson. That your mother is not just good, she's extraordinary. Olivia smiled. "You're just figuring this out now?" "Yes, I'm a very slow learner." They both laughed. After breakfast, Amara came downstairs. She looked rested and beautiful. "Good morning, family." "Morning, Mama." The girls ran to hug her. She looked at me. "How does it feel? Last day?" "Like I've been released from prison." She laughed. "That bad?" "Worse." I stood up. The girls sat down. They knew something important was about to happen. "Amara, I need to say something. In front of our daughters." Everyone got quiet. "For 12 years, I disrespected you. I called you lazy. I said your work was easy. I said my job was harder. I said what a woman can do, a man can do better." I paused, took a breath. I was wrong. Completely, totally, humiliatingly wrong. Your job is the hardest job I've ever attempted in my entire life. And you did it perfectly for 12 years, without any appreciation from me, without any thanks, without any respect. Tears were rolling down Amara's face. "I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. For every time I made you feel small, for every time I dismissed your work, for every time I came home and complained about my hard day, while you had been working twice as hard, with no break." I turned to my daughters. "And girls, I want you to learn something from this. Never let any man tell you that housework is not real work. Never let anyone make you feel small for taking care of your family. Your mother is the strongest person I know, and she deserves respect from all of us." "We know, Daddy," Olivia said softly. "We learned that watching you struggle for 4 weeks." Sophia nodded. "You tried your best, Daddy, but Mama is just better at everything." Amara came to me and hugged me tight. "Thank you," she whispered. "Thank you for finally seeing me." We stood there holding each other while our daughters watched, and for the first time in 4 weeks, I felt something other than exhaustion and shame. I felt hope. Hope that maybe, just maybe, I could become the husband Amara deserved. To be continued in part 3. Did I survive the final week? Did our marriage survive? What happened 6 months later? Did Amara keep the job? Did I ever recover from this humiliation? Find out in part 3, the transformation, the final chapter of this story. If you enjoyed part 2, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. This is Glow Tales by Zarah, reminding you that sometimes the biggest lessons come from the hardest experiences. See you in the final part.